Today we're pouring this countertop with some Rapid Set Mortar mix. Hi everybody, I'm Jim Dirdorf and this is Detroit DIY. And we have Brett Wimmer in the house and we're getting ready to mix up our mix. And what we're doing is we're putting two packages each of flow control and set control in our mix water. Now what we don't want to do is add our color into the mix water, because what happens is it turns into like Alka-Seltzer, and the plasticizer that the flow control is will turn hard on you. So we will mix the color in after we're finished mixing the water and mixing everything together. Things seem to work out better that way. So I want to take a second and show you, because we're doing a solid color. So we've got all our wire in, and you can see that how we've got it supported with the wires that are supporting it from the sides and the screws that are holding it up. We've also got some here, and we're going to go ahead and use the 3/8 rebar around the sink opening in hopes that that helps us hold this in place much better, makes it a little stronger. I was kind of disappointed in how mine turned out. We also already have the mount in for the dishwasher. So this framework will keep the foam from floating. And the nice thing is we're just doing a solid color, no patterns. So this should go pretty quick. I'm estimating that it's going to take probably just a little over or a little under 3 bags. And then what I wanted to point out too real quick is how this has an angle on it. To calculate your cement for this, you're going to measure your widest point, which is 25.5 inches, and then split this distance in half to right here where it's angled over. So where the angle starts right here, we're going to mark it back here on the back, split it in half. So when we split it in half, that's going to be 13.5 inches. So you take 13.5 times this distance, which is 18, and then you would take 13.5 times this distance, which is 25.5, and that'll give you your volume for this. So the extra piece that's here is going to fill in what you're missing here. So, all right, we're going to get some stuff going, get mixed up, and we'll be ready to pour. Alright, we're ready to start mixing our cement. We got everything going on here. Brett's ready to go. So he's going to pour one of these buckets in. We also discovered that we had to mix these up a little bit, and we still have some plasticizer in there. Go ahead, Brett, pour in. I want to show you how liquid this gets. We're using 3 quarts of water. You can use 3 to 3.75. We're going to keep it on the lower scale. This should turn out to be very liquid. What I've also discovered is the slower you mix it, the better off you are as far as air bubbles are concerned. Alright, we wound up putting in the additional 0.75 quarts to get what we've got here. Go ahead, Brett, give it a little spin. That's what we want. That's looking really nice. Okay, now we're ready to add the color, and what we're using is 1 ounce per 10 pounds. So there's 5.5 ounces of dry color in here. Go ahead, Brett. Alright, we got it ready to pour in, so here we go. Alright, how much you got left? Half?
A little less than half, like a third.
Alright, go ahead and Dump it on the other side. We'll push that around a little bit. I think we'll be alright.
Nice spot.
I just want to try and get this laid in here where I can pull the wire up. Now what I want to do is pull the wire up and make sure that it's off the bottom. Something just like that. I should say off the top. Same thing over here. Oh, that what?
Oh yeah. We weren't messing around with this one for too long.
Alright, now we need some more over there too.
Where?
Over here on this side. Get us some more pile near the back.
Oh, I see.
And then just put like a glob here and a glob here that we can push down in. So in a minute here we're going to turn the vibrator on and that'll settle a lot of this right down. It'll run right out where it needs to be, kind of level itself as soon as that
You got the bucket scoop.
takes off. Okay, it's time for the vibrator.
Ready?
Oh,
Which one first?
this
Where? You want me to get that back corner?
I'm just going to tap the edges with the hammer here and see what we got, if I can make any air bubbles come out. I see some releasing, but not a ton, but we may not have a lot of air entrapped in here either. Alright, we got the vibrator off, we've tapped around the edges, we've got most of our air bubbles out. We're looking pretty good. We're going to go ahead and it's starting to get firmed up pretty good. Let's see where you can have a good view here.
Yeah, you can see this.
It's getting firmed up, so it's time for us to get these wires cut, get these screws out, and get it screeded. The vibrator helps a lot too in firming this up. It firms it up a little bit faster for you, and it makes it way more dense. So it's a pretty good thing. However, with a cement that has a set time like this, you can't mess around too long. You don't want to find yourself in trouble. Brett, go ahead and pop the screws out of this dishwasher mount.
I don't think you put one on that side. You need that razor blade?
Yep. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get this framework out of our way so that we can screed it off. The foam that I have set in here should hold up just fine. At this point it should not try to float. And just like that, we've got 2 screws still, Brett. Where'd you put the drill? I missed the wire.
2, no big deal. I missed a screw.
Yeah, we're even.
That went better than I thought.
Alright, now we're going to get it screeded out. We're going to need a little more. How did that? Hold on. I'm screeding some off here. I might be able to pull it back. Alright. We got it all troweled out and it's starting to lose its sheen. It still has a little bit. So after it loses its sheen, we'll start spraying it with water. We got some pretty good results here. The Vibrator did not punch out a whole bunch of air bubbles, but I'm not worried about it because I don't think there were a whole bunch of air bubbles in there to get out in the first place. This mix seems to mix up a lot better. It's a lot less air bubbles going on. So as soon as it completely loses its sheen here and we're ready to start spraying it, we'll come back. The sheen is pretty much gone off of it, so we're going to have to start spraying it with water. And we'll have to spray it with water for the next hour to get it to the correct cure. An hour or a little bit more. And then what happens when we spray it with the water is it'll soak it up pretty quick once you spray it down. So we'll just keep this good and wet. And then tomorrow I'll be able to pop these side forms off. And then probably wait about a week before we turn it over, I'm guessing, something like that. So
get that middle. Yeah, right there.
So we'll make sure and show that, and maybe we'll show the incomplete install of these with Brett also. So I hope you enjoyed yourself. Click on one of these 2 videos. They're going to pop up right here if you'd like to watch some more. I'd like to give a special thanks to Tony Iaconelli and Brett Wimmer because none of this could happen without them.